Alright, YouTube, what's up? We're back with another lesson today. Back into the basics of Japanese, learning from step one, building upon every day and every new thing that we learn so we can become beautiful, fluent speakers someday like butterflies. We're actually going to be talking about something that is big and not exclusive to Japanese. It's kind of a universal tool, and that is particles. Particles I've mentioned in a couple of videos perhaps, but today we're going to focus on the big particles, what they are, and how you can use them, and basically their role in Japanese. So let's jump right into it. If you watch the previous videos that I put out for the Japanese basics, we've learned how to make a very simple sentence of like this is something, or I am something, or someone, how to say this, that, and that over there, and also to basically modify a noun and say like this pen rather than just like this thing. Rather than just this, you can say this pen is and then something. So today we're actually going to be explaining one of the parts of that phrase. If you remember from the other videos, we say kore wa pen desu, and today we're going to be talking about what that wa is. Essentially, it marks the topic of a sentence. So when I say wa, watashi wa, or kore wa, it means as for that subject. So we say things like kore wa or watashi wa, and that starts off our sentence, right? And in English, an equal way to think about it is whatever you just said. So watashi is I, and then wa, so it marks watashi, so it marks I. I'm saying as for me, and then I finish my sentence, and by saying as for me, I am a man. As for me, I play sports, right? As for me, I have a dog, things like that. The cool thing about Japanese is that at the very start of a sentence, oftentimes you'll hear wa as the topic marker, and you know exactly what the sentence is going to be about. From this topic marker, wa, we already know the topic of the whole sentence. So if we say I, then it's talking about what I'm going to do, or what I did, or what I like, something like that. So as soon as you hear that in your brain, you think, I know what the main idea of this sentence is. So that's a really great thing for listening practice. When you hear wa, then focus on what came before it. If you understand the word before it, then you know what the topic of the sentence is. A lot of times this is used just for I, he, she, it, something, and then the rest of the sentence describes what happens or what that something did. Okay, so moving on to another very often used particle in Japanese is wo. O. So it's different from the regular O character. If you've studied hiragana. If you haven't, then I suggest that you go back to the video, look online, use the resources that I provided, and start learning that. That'll be a fantastic way to improve your Japanese from the base level. But this wo is an object marker. So the object marker is as simple as exactly what it says. It marks the object. So for example, if I say I ate an apple, the apple is the object, right? Or if I hit my friend, then my friend would become the object, right? The thing that is being acted upon. And just like with the wa particle, you place it after the noun that it's marking. So a very simple sentence I created here is to eat an apple. So apple o ate. So in Japanese, you would say that as ringo wo tabemashita. Ringo wo tabemashita. Right? Tabemashita is to eat, and we'll go more into depth with another video if you look into past tense of verbs, and that's where you can really start creating your own sentences, doing a lot of customization. But simply put, the object marker wo marks the object of a sentence. Alright, so the last big particle that we're going to be going over today marks possession, which is super useful because when I want to say this is my pen, or this is my fan, or this is my Game Boy Advance SP, I can use this simple particle and it marks possession of whose it is. You can also use this with him and link it together to make his, and so on and so forth. So the particle is no. So just like all particles, you place no after the noun that you're modifying. So if I want to say my pen, I still start with the watashi. Watashi no pen desu. これは私のペンです。これは私のペンです。This is my pen. Right? When I say watashi no, it links it and it becomes possessive. The word for he is kare. Kare. If I want to say that this is his pen, assuming there was another male here in the room and I knew that this was his pen, I could say これは彼のペンです。これは彼のペンです。 this is his pen. You can use this with, mother, father, like your dog. You can use it with just about anything and say that this is somebody's, someone, something's pen, because pen is just an easy one to use, right? So again, I got a quick example here at the bottom of this as no, possessive meaning my, his, her, my mother's, my father's, something. And so in order to say this is my pen, right? I hope you practice your hiragana because I use it here. Kore wa, right? Mark the pen. As for the pen, kore wa watashi no my pen desu. Kore wa watashi no pen desu. If you have any questions about how to use these big particles, feel free to ask it in the comment section below. I would love to go over it more and to try to explain more in depth. Let me know if you need any extra vocabulary or any things that would help you to create sentences, because through these particles and the previous videos that I've made, you'll be able to make a lot of very simple and basic Japanese sentences, but still very effective sentences that make perfect sense to Japanese people. So thank you again for tuning in, and I'm signing out.